Oh, hello. This is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Our friend's daughter, Alexa, recently moved to Chicago and worked at the University of Chicago School of Medicine as a researcher. She is a mathematician. She arrived on Friday evening to spend a weekend with us. We haven't seen her for many years, so we were very glad to have her come spend some time with us. She knew about my YouTube channel, and she told me that she would like to learn how to cook from me. She said she doesn't cook very much because she didn't have the time. So I decided I'm going to give her the cooking class lessons like I did with my other students. And in my cooking classes, I always let the student to cook so they can have the full experience. So in this particular instance, I'm going to have her to cook an fuyang egg dish. I told her that this dish would take only about 5 minutes and she will cook everything from scratch. I could tell from her expression she was skeptical. She told me that every time when she tried to cook from scratch, it would take her about an hour to 1.5. To provide the background of my cooking system, I gave her a quick introduction of my fast cooking system with the 4 attributes starting with flavor chasing, advanced peppering, stir frying, and template-based cooking. We start out by gathering all the ingredients that is necessary for this dish. That's including shrimp, tomato, onion, and eggs. She told me that she loved these ideas very much because she enjoyed both shrimp and egg. So I have her took some shrimp out of the freezer and thaw them in a bowl of lukewarm water. The shrimp was thawed in about 5 minutes. I already have some onion sliced and prepped in the refrigerator. So the only thing we need to prep is to slice up the tomato, which came from my wife's garden that afternoon. So the last thing we need to do is to get the eggs ready. So I asked her to break up and beat 8 eggs. We were joking and talking as well as having fun doing all of this. But it only takes about 10 minutes for us to get everything ready. She does not own a wok and have never used a wok before. So this will be her first experience in stir fry. I gave her a quick introduction about woks that with a natural surface rather than with non-stick coating. And then I explained to her the reason that why we need to season the wok. I gave her the wok spatula and told her that she is going to do all the cooking. She was really excited. A stir fry is really an interesting and exciting process. I have yet to find a student who are reluctant to go through it. So I explained to her the first thing she's going to do is to stir fry the shrimp and the onion because she needs to pre-cook them before add them to the eggs. So I asked her to season the wok with my smart seasoning method. And now the wok is ready. So the first thing she's going to do, she's going to add the onion to the wok and stir fry it for about 10 seconds. She then next add the shrimp to the wok. It is important that the shrimp has to be very dry because any moisture on the shrimp will reduce the temperature of the oil and reduce the efficiency of frying. So when we prep the shrimp, we drain the water in the strainer and then we tap the strainer on a piece of paper towel to make sure all the fluid are drained. She stir fry the content in the wok for about 30 seconds. I told her the shrimp cook very quickly and she could decide how much she wanted the shrimp to be cooked. And she was pretty good in actually make that decision. In about 1 minute, the shrimp is done. She shut off the stove and transfer the content and set them aside. She put the wok back on the stove and then she add some more oil. She turned the stove back up to high and heat the oil until it smoked gently to season the wok. This just served as an insurance. Just before she put the eggs into the wok, I asked her to turn the stove to low so she would not overcook the egg. She next add the egg to the wok. I told her to watch carefully how quickly the egg cooked. I told her in order to facilitate the egg from cooking faster, she can use the wok spatula and push the cooked egg on the outside inwards, and this will open a space for the uncooked egg to flow into the bottom of the wok. This is an ingenious way to make the egg cook faster, and I also point out to her that the wok has to be well seasoned Otherwise, if the egg stick to the bottom of the wok, this is not going to work. After she pushing in the egg several times, about 50% of the egg is already cooked. I told her now it is ready to add the thinly sliced tomato. What she does next is to use the wok spatula to fold the egg over the tomatoes. We are going to cook the tomato very lightly to retain the freshness of the tomatoes. She then add the cooked onion and shrimp to the wok, and then she throw the egg over them as well. I then asked her to sprinkle some of my basic seasoning mix over the eggs. She actually going to take some of them back to Chicago. She then gently fold the eggs over the contents a few more times. In about another 10 seconds, the dish is done. I asked her to shut off the stove. She transferred the contents to a serving plate, and then I asked her to garnish it with some oyster sauce and soy sauce. The total cook time of this dish is about 5 minutes. She was very impressed by how fast this dish cooked. She said it is quicker than if she would have microwaved some frozen dinner. That actually would take about 5 to 10 minutes. Before we sat down to eat, I took some cooked rice from the refrigerator and I microwaved it for about 2 minutes. From the time that we start get everything ready before we begin to cook to the time we actually sitting down for dinner, it took about 15 minutes. When she took a bite of the shrimp with the egg, her face lit up because she was delighted by the delicate flavor of the shrimp. I told her during dinner that what she have done is based on a basic template and she could easily modify them to achieve different variations. So after dinner, she asked me to help her to create a set of ingredients that will allow her to create variations based on this template. So we pull out a sheet of paper and I write down the following ingredients. We listed shrimp, tomatoes, onion, mushroom, ham, frozen corn, frozen vegetable mix, green pepper, scallion, and cheese. So I told her if you have all the ingredients in the beginning of the week, you can use them to create different versions of this dish by mixing and matching them. She could serve this dish over either rice, noodles, or even bread. She can have rice and noodle pre-cooked and have them stored in the refrigerator, and they will be easily ready by warming them up. If you cook a little bit more than she could eat that night, she can actually take them to lunch the next day. She said she can see how this will work for her, and she said she's going to get started as soon as she gets home. She says she's tired from eating out and eating processed food all the time. And she also liked the ideas of flavor chasing because this way she can cook exactly the way how she likes them. The week after she returned back to Chicago, she texted me each night of the food that she made. A year after her visit, she has become an accomplished cook, and she told me that night has changed her life. She also has started to work out after she has taken control of her food. She told me that she actually lost some weight without even trying. I told her that how happy she has made me with her success. We are still in touch once in a while. I'm very glad by her new approach to her food and also the way how she lives her life. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like icon below. This will help me to extend the visibility of my YouTube channel as well as to reach a wider audience. If you'd like to receive notification of my future video posting, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you next time.